Hey guys, Derek here, and it seems like I'm learning something new every day about this thing. I've done a lot of testing because I knew virtual desktop was an option for wireless PC VR. In my head, wired PC VR always seemed to be better, but wireless, I wanted to give it an honest go to try to get the most out of my Quest 3, and I'm happy I did. Now, I didn't have the reason I hadn't tested it before, as someone who's constantly just loving to test things. I hadn't tested it before because my Wi-Fi only had a 5 gigahertz, 1200 megabyte connection speed with the Quest 3, and it was pretty stuttery. So maybe some people are fine at 1200 and 5 gigahertz, but mine was pretty stuttery. Like if I do this with my head or anything like that, like the image would be like ta 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 ta. So I didn't really troubleshoot it too much because I knew it was my network basically, and I switched internet service providers because my parents who live nearby had a Wi-Fi 6E modem with a different ISP. I actually brought my gaming PC and my VR or the Quest 3 over there and tried running with their Wi-Fi 6E modem, and boom, all my stutters went away. So I'm like, okay, I gotta switch ISPs. Bought new internet, got my modem. I've been messing around with it since basically. This whole evening I've been messing around with it. So I filmed some through the lens footage of virtual desktop versus link cable. And link cable is going to be 960 bit rate. I have a settings video. I copied those exact settings for this video. And then in virtual desktop, I have the AV1 codec. And unfortunately, I think this is actually how you get the most out of the Quest 3 is the AV1 codec, which is only supported by NVIDIA 4000 series GPUs. I've used all of them at the max bit rate. And in my subjective opinion, AV1 codec looks the best and is only requiring a 200 megabytes per second bit rate. So it's pretty efficient, and I think the colors pop a little bit more. I might be going crazy there, but I think the colors are a little bit better too. And the other one I think that looked the closest to is probably the what's it called? The 264 plus option that you can do 500 megabytes per second as the bit rate. I think those two probably look the best. Now, again, it requires a 4000 series GPU, so that kind of sucks. But I do have a 4090, so I'm able to push this thing to the absolute max. So, in summary, I think the best to get the best quality out of the Quest 3, you need a 4000 series GPU, virtual desktop, and a Wi-Fi 6E. Because I tried some type of Wi-Fi 6 router placed right beside my headset too, and that didn't really help at all. In terms of the micro stuttering, it was still an okay experience. Like I could actually race on it, but to get rid of the stutters, I had to go Wi-Fi 6E. So it's a very weird setup just to get around the fact the thing doesn't have a DisplayPort cable like other headsets, which I think if this thing or the Quest 4 comes out with a version that has a DP cable, that might be just the greatest headset ever if they can put that in the right direction or have some type of model for a PC VR use case. But to get around the cable compression, this is the best method. 4000 series GPU Wi-Fi 6E just for the Quest 3, which is so weird. Anyways, here's the video comparison. Hope you guys enjoy. It might not, I haven't gone through and edited it yet, so you're going to see it after the fact. Hopefully my camera quality does it a bit of justice. It's, again, in the headset, you can pick out those minor differences so much. I'll talk about it at the end if I deem necessary, but yeah, let's go through the footage. Also forgot to mention, this is with the sharpening cranked up in virtual desktop because I've done a lot of testing looking at walls and font and stuff. Sharpening at 100 I think makes a pretty good difference. So sharpening at 100, and there's another like Snapdragon upscaling thing that's also checked on. So just to have a fair comparison, I just wanted to include that, and I'll also put the Steam Super Sampling, like the final resolution of each one up as I'm going. Also, I'm completely dumb and forgot to record this with the horizontal phone, and I did it vertically. Complete noob move, but I don't really have time to refilm it all, so I'm just going to upload this, and I'll do horizontal next time I do any type of comparison, so sorry about that. Okay, so in summary, if you pause that video at pretty much any point, you're going to see the right side look a bit better. One, the colors, like the hood of the actual car, you're going to see it's more a deep red. Now, it is hard to some places where it's going to be a little focused more on the horizon. Some it's a little more focused on the wheel in front of you. It's hard to get that exact comparison with a phone camera going into your headset. But I think just watching that back, especially at the end where you're looking at like the wheel and the cars beside you and stuff like that, you can see the difference even through the phone camera in both clarity, color, and when you're driving and you're in the headset, you do notice in the distance things are a bit less fuzzy with the AV1 codec and the sharpening cranked up. And yeah, that's at a resolution that's even slightly less super sampling than what the link cable was doing with the 960 bitrate. So even at a lower resolution, it's looking better. So there's more GPU headroom, which is pretty neat. So yeah, that's the Quest 3. We can see Virtual Desktop clearly does look better, and I've seen some YouTube comments, so I'm happy I listened to that and went out and investigated and bought all this. So now I can finally say, after freaking however many weeks of tinkering with this thing, the ultimate Quest 3 experience is Virtual Desktop with the AV1 codec, if you can do it with a 4000 series card. Otherwise, just tinker around and try different codecs. I put the sharpening to 100 because I noticed more details that I couldn't see before, so I keep the sharpening up. The Snapdragon setting for the resolution to be upscaled a bit beyond that. And then after I set it to godlike mode, which effectively just ups the render resolution a little bit, like as if the Quest 3 slider software. And then I super sample to 150% in Steam beyond just what the Virtual Desktop would have this preset at. So there's super sampling going on beyond that. So that's where we're at with the Quest 3. Another huge advantage of Virtual Desktop is that instead of the link cable where it slowly depletes the headset, I can now play just with the charger plugged in, and I'll actually gain battery life while using it, so I can race and be pinned at 100% battery the whole time. So another big benefit of Virtual Desktop there. So yeah, Wi-Fi 6E, 4090, freaking ridiculous setup just to get this thing pumping. But I would actually put this around the Vario Aero ballpark with this type of setup now. I'm not going to lie. Maybe I don't fully remember what the Aero looked like. It's been a while since I had it and raced with it. It did look freaking crazy in terms of clarity. But the FOV wasn't as good and the comfort's not as good. So I would, if someone asked me, would you do the Quest 3 in your current state or the Vario Aero from before? Honestly, I'd probably go with this at this point. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Hope that comparison helped you guys determine, what you think would look best or what you want to try with your Quest 3. If you have any questions, let me know. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next video.